The Old English poem Judith is a heroic story based on the biblical book of Judith. It is found in the Novel Codex, the same manuscript as Beowulf, and combines biblical themes with Anglo Saxon warrior literature. Though part of the poem is lost, the surviving section focuses on Judith's victory over the Assyrian general Holofernes and what happens next. The poem begins in the middle of the story, showing Holofernes, the arrogant leader of the Assyrians, enjoying a feast and drinking too much. His excessive behavior highlights his weakness and lack of morality, which contrasts with Judith's bravery and faith. Judith, a wise and courageous Hebrew widow, is guided by God and represents goodness and justice. When Holofernes becomes completely drunk, Judith seizes the moment. With God's help, she takes his sword and beheads him. This action is described in vivid detail, similar to the way battles are told in other Anglo Saxon heroic poems. In Old English poetry, warriors often declare their intentions before carrying them out, and Judith's act follows this tradition. After killing Holofernes, Judith wraps his head in a cloth and brings it back to her people. When the Hebrew warriors see the head, they are inspired to fight. The Assyrian soldiers, now leaderless and confused, panic. The Hebrews attack and defeat them, showing how divine power helps the righteous win. The poem's themes combine biblical teachings with Anglo Saxon heroism. Even though Judith is a woman in a world of warriors, she acts like a hero, showing courage, intelligence, and God's favor. The poem contrasts her strong faith with Holofernes' greed and excess, teaching a moral lesson. It also highlights the idea that God gives victory to those who remain faithful, a belief important in Anglo Saxon Christianity. Though only part of the poem survives, Judith is an important example of how Old English poets adapted biblical stories to fit their own culture. Judith is portrayed as a heroic figure like Beowulf, blending religious devotion with warrior like strength in a way that would have inspired Anglo Saxon audiences.